Hey man, I'm not feeling my best, but hopefully this should be a short video anyway. I'm gonna start off by pulling your Gogol-Public project from GitHub, and we'll start from there. Before I pull yours, I'll actually start a fresh repository for this project. So I'll call this Gogol-Public Django. Okay, so I've got my empty repository here, and I've got good old Gogol-Public over here, the standard HTML version. So what I'm going to do at this point is open up a terminal. Let's see where I'm at. And let's put this inside of random code projects. So here I will git clone and now that I'm in here, I'll just quickly django-admin start project GogolProject. Before I open it up in VS Code, I will start an app in there as well. Oh shit. Okay, we're ready to go ahead and open this up in VS Code. Now, before I jump into the Django code and start making any changes here, let's first worry about bringing in your Gogol project. So, let's create a folder inside of our app for templates. And for the sake of name spacing, inside of that folder, we are also going to have another folder called GogolApp. And only inside of there is where we are going to put our HTML templates. We're going to do the same thing with the line of static. So folder for static, name spacing, folder for, I always make the same mistake, GogolApp. So now we're ready to bring in our files. Let's go over to Finder and let's put things in appropriately. So let's grab our HTML files. We're going to put these inside of the folder templates GogolApp. And it looks like only one of them went in. Advanced search. There we go. Let's bring our static files into this folder as well. So for now, let's just grab the CSS, JavaScript, and images. There we go. Now I can close that out. Move on to the next step. So now let's just take a minute to set up our urls.py file for both the project and for the app. So first, we're going to look at the project, and we'll open alongside it the app, but it looks like that file doesn't exist. We're going to have to create that file. So GogolApp, new file, urls.py. Now we've got a urls.py for this. I'm going to be looking over at the urls.py for the job report app I've been working on in order to set this up. So first, just so that you understand what I'm doing, I'm pointing the blank path for the project to open up the URLs for the app. So in this case, GogolApp. And I'm also going to need to import include from Django URLs. There goes the error. Now let's take a look at the one for the app itself. Just go ahead and copy this. And over here, I'll paste that. And we have 3 different paths that we need to worry about. There's index, image search, and advanced search. So I'll say image dash search, just so that it matches the same path that it would have for the original project. And over here, I'll say advanced search. Okay, so that takes care of our URLs. Now we can move on to the next step and write the views and point them at the templates. Step 1 is we're just going to write an index view that's going to render our index template, and then we're going to test it to see that that's working, that our basic route is set up and that the app is up and running. So let's go ahead and do that. Looking at our views.py file inside of the app folder, and over here I'll paste this index function where I will change job report to Gogol, and that will essentially do it. So I'll pop open a terminal. And it's not loading because, here, let me just Control-C this. Because it's looking at my urls.py and it's seeing that there are not views to associate with these paths yet. So it's throwing up an error and saying, I'm not going to run the app until all of that is taken care of. So just to make things simple, I'll go ahead and copy this. And I'll paste it a couple more times, but changing it to the appropriate name. So we have image underscore search and advanced underscore search. And while we're at it, we may as well associate them to their appropriate templates. So let's go ahead and try running that again. And we see it's up and running. Let's take a look. Template does not exist at blank. Okay, I'm gonna read this a little more closely and I will get back to you in a moment. I remembered what I forgot to do, so I'll go ahead and do that now and see if it fixes it. I'm gonna go into the Settings.py and I have to add the app to my list of installed apps. So we'll just set that right here at the top, GogolApp. Comma afterwards, save that. Now let's go ahead and shut this down. Take a look again. And fingers crossed. Oh, here we go. We've got something. It's not nothing. Now, next step will be to actually get the CSS applied to it properly, because Django uses different rules than the standard HTML ones that you have applied to these templates. So that'll be the next step. So let's take a look at the index page that we have over here. Let's go to the href and let's change that to Django syntax, something that Django can actually parse. So in here, because this is a static file, we place it into our static folder. We just say static and we point to the file. So it's inside of a folder called GogolApp for name spacing. And in there we have styles.css. Let's just quickly go ahead and apply this everywhere else that it belongs, for static files at least. So the favicon here, Now, the problem here is that we have double single quotes. So let's wrap all of this inside of double quotes. There we go. Okay. Now we've got these links down here. Now, interestingly enough, basically the same thing, only URL. Now, for the template, here we can actually just say the name of the view. So we're not talking about these templates anymore, we are talking about these views. So we have image underscore search, advanced underscore search. So let's pause here to take a look again at the index page and see what's changed. Oh, another error. Let me inspect this a little bit and I will get right back. So the reason that error came up is because we are going to need to, at the top of every file where we use static, include this load static file line. So let's go ahead and just do that to every other one as well. Ideally, we would want this to be done on our layout and have every other page extend layout. But just doing it quick and easy for now. So I'm going to shut down the server. Let's take another look. Still a problem. Image search. Reverse for image search not found. Let me get back to you on that. Okay, so I see what my problem was. Over here, if you look at my template, I have the URL pointing to image underscore search, but that's the name of the view. The name of the URL itself is image search in capital case. So let me go ahead and change that over here to image search in capital case. Just go do the same here. Save that. Let's go ahead and run that. Take yet another look. And what do you know? We've got everything looking a lot more familiar. So let's go ahead and complete this setup over here in the next step. So real quick, let's just get this Gogol.png in place. Save that. Shut it down. Pop it back open. Let's take a look. And there it is. Now, our JavaScript seems to be working. Except for there's no clear X over here. So let's pop back in and take another look at that in the next step. So I saw that clear.js is being loaded at the very bottom of this file. It's kind of hiding away. So I'll go ahead and apply the same rule over here. The way it's done in Django. Clear.js. Save that. We'll shut down the server. Pop it back open. Take a look. And now, we're still not seeing the clear button over here. So that is interesting. We'll take another look in the next step. Before worrying about that, I'm first going to look at the other two pages and set them up just like I set up index. So we already put load static at the very top of each one. So let's just start off with the CSS. Let's get the favicon. That's right. This is going on here. All right, moving on to the links. We're going to need to link back to image search from advanced search. Okay. We've got the Gogol image. On the advanced page, it looks like we don't have the Gogol image appearing, so no worries there. Yeah, nothing to worry about. So lastly, let's just make sure we grab clear.js and apply it where needed. Looks like it's not here. So that being said, let's go ahead and run the server and take a look. Set images, we're on images. Let's go to advanced, and we're on advanced. And just like that, you've transformed it into a Django project. Pay attention to the URLs here, see what's going on. And yeah, I think I might just leave it up to a little task for you and I to handle together to take a look at how to get that X button back, because that was pretty cool. That was a nice touch. But aside from that, we can see that it is still working as expected. See? If I hit back, we're back on localhost. So there we go. I'm going to upload this bitch to YouTube. Thanks for watching.